Before this video ends, you'll understand why the most broken man in any room was always the one still standing. And it starts with a mortar blast, Italy, an 18-year-old kid, midnight. 1918. A lean kid from Oak Park, Illinois steps off a rattling transport truck onto a road that reeks of sulfur and wet earth. His name is Ernest Hemingway. He volunteered for the Red Cross and turned down the desk job.
They offered him Rome, paperwork, safety. He picked the front lines for Salta di Piave, handing out chocolate and cigarettes in the trenches past midnight. He wanted to know what was real. Comfort was never the point.
July 8th. Just past midnight, a mortar shell detonates 3 feet from where he's crouching. The blast shreds both his legs. Over 200 fragments of hot metal bury themselves in his flesh. He can't hear. He can barely breathe.
A young Italian soldier beside him is screaming, his leg torn open to the bone. Ernest is bleeding from everywhere. His ears are ringing. He grabs the man, lifts him onto his back. The aid station is 150 yards away. He starts walking.
Machine gun fire rips across the dark. A bullet catches him in the right knee. He stumbles, doesn't drop the soldier. 150 yards on shattered legs. He makes every single step. That wasn't adrenaline. That was a decision.
In a Milan hospital, surgeons pull metal from his legs for hours. A doctor with wire-rimmed glasses looks him dead in the eye and tells him he may never walk normally again. Ernest stares back. 4 words, when do I start?
6 months of recovery. He falls in love with his nurse, Agnes. She's warm, she's real, she makes the nightmares quieter. He writes her letters planning their whole life. She sends back a single page. She's marrying someone else. 19 years old, legs full of metal. The woman he loved gone. Back in Oak Park, he can't sleep without a light on. Car engines send him to the floor. His hands shake when there's nothing to hold. The war followed him home.
Forget the medals, forget the shrapnel. The real war started in a quiet room, Ernest staring at a blank page, hands still trembling. No enemy to fight, no soldier to carry. Just silence and the question, what are you going to do now?
He made himself one rule. Every morning sit down and write one true sentence. Not a clever sentence. Not a pretty one. A true one. The truest thing he knew. Some days it took 20 minutes. Some days it took 3 hours. He didn't leave the chair until it came.
That single rule became his anchor. One true sentence forced him to face what he'd rather drink away. The screaming, the blood, Agnes's letter. Every morning he chose honesty over numbness. The cost, he could never hide from himself again.
Paris, a freezing apartment above a sawmill. He writes standing up at a mantelpiece, pencil in hand, breath fogging in the cold. He stops every day the moment he still knows what comes next, so tomorrow he never faces the blank page empty-handed. That was the system. A farewell to arms. The sun also rises, for whom the bell tolls. Masterpiece after masterpiece built one true sentence at a time. The critics called him a genius. He knew the truth. It was never genius. It was showing up broken and writing anyway. 1954. Uganda. His charter plane nosedives into the African bush. Rescuers find him alive. The rescue plane catches fire on the runway the next day. He rams the jammed door open with his own skull, walks out bleeding from his head, waves to the crew. 2 crashes, 2 days.
Newspapers across the world run his obituary. He reads his own death notices from a hospital bed, cracked skull, fractured spine, ruptured kidney. Every critic in New York writes the same headline, Hemingway is finished. They've never been more wrong.
From that bed, he picks up a pen. He writes his Nobel Prize acceptance speech longhand. His body is a wreck, skull fractured, spine cracked, organs failing. His mind, sharper than the day he walked into that Italian trench. He writes, a writer's duty is to write what he has to say, not speak it.
You're not here because you survived a mortar blast. You're here because you know the blank page. The 5 a.m. alarm you want to kill. The project bleeding money. The voice in your skull whispering quit. Hemingway's answer was always the same, one true sentence, then the next. That's all discipline ever was.
The world breaks everyone, he wrote, and afterward, many are strong at the broken places. If you've been cracked open by failure, by loss, by the gap between who you are and who you swore you'd become, you already have what he had. You just haven't written your sentence yet. Subscribe, this is your tribe.
One true sentence, every single morning. Broken, honest, relentless, strong at the broken places, still standing. Subscribe to forge your iron mindset. The iron mindset.